The next recording we're going to do is how to do a stock take. So stock take can be a function either from lab user or lab manager or warehouse user or warehouse manager. So under stock there's an item called stock take. In this case this is how the screen looks. The person clicks the button start stock takes. It automatically tells me I'm doing a stock take for August 2019. Stock takes works as follow. From any date prior to the 7th of the next month would be a stock take in the previous month. So if it's prior to October the 7th, September the 7th, then it would be a stock take of August. The moment it's after that, it would automatically log it as a stock take for the next month. Ideally speaking, your stock take should be as closest to the end of this month as possible. So what the system now provides us with is a stock take of all the items it thinks we should be counting. In this case I've only got 3 items. As you can see, counted, and nowhere on this it actually indicates what the current stock on hand is. The reason for this is we don't want somebody jippering the system. So we've got a couple of ways how to actually do this. The first one is using a barcode scanner. So at the left hand side there's a barcode. Pasting and entering is the equivalent to scanning the barcode on the item, and as you can see it increased my quantity with 1. I can also go download the file to a CSV, and I'll quickly open it up here, and you can go and custom edit what you want these values to be. So I'm going to make this 13, 10, 10, 10, save it. Going back to the system, all I do is upload selected CSV, browse to the file in my downloads folder, upload it, and as you can see the quantity is immediately updated to what it should have been. I can also double click on the field to manually change it if I needed to. Okay, and lastly we've got the option to upload it from a file, from a scanner. So continuous barcode scanners will provide it in this format. In this case it's actually going to add the items, the quantities to these. So what I do is I go and select the item. So I'm just going to save this on my side. Okay, so I go upload scan barcode, I go into my browse, and I saved it as stock take 1, upload it, and as you can see it added all the values that I previously showed you. So obviously these values aren't what I'm interested in, so for that purposes I'm just going to upload the CSV stock take. Actually I'm just going to edit that quickly. Okay, so I'm going to edit this to 32 and make this 57. So in this case I already know that I would be expecting 14 for this, 35 for this, 57 for this one, and I'm just adding these values, making one correct to incorrect to illustrate the recount process. So just uploading that again, stock list 1, no sorry, that's the incorrect one, it's the test one. Ooh, okay, that actually takes everything to, just adds them to it. So you can have multiple CSVs to save them. It would always just add the values to them. I'm just quickly going to set all of these to 0, because I'm just going to upload the test one again, and these values are now what I expect them to be. Okay, so this is my first count. Stock takes are divided into 3 counts. It's your initial count, then subsequent check where only items which were counted incorrectly needs to be counted, and then thirdly a step where you need to provide reasons for the miscounts. So in this case I'm going to save stock, save it, and in this case we can see that 2 items popped in, and the reason for this is that we counted the barcodes, the Phoebe one, incorrectly. We said there were 13 instead of 15, which I know, and the second one is the 8251, which is supposed to be 35. So in this case now I can go and quickly edit these. And I'm still going to keep one of the items incorrectly, so I'm just going to change this to 35. I'm going to pop this one out of the list, delete row, and I'm going to keep this at 13. Okay, just need to save that, upload the same CSV. Now I'm expecting only the Phoebe badge to be on my final count, so now I'll go save stock take again, and here you'll see only the final ones on it with the exception list. In this case it requires me to give a reason why I did this incorrectly. So at any time in the process you can save the current progress. So okay, so like I was saying, at any time you can say save current progress, save it, leave to go and do something else, and as long as you're on the same user, coming back to your stock take, it's going to tell me there is one, I can continue, and it will continue on the exact same step. Okay, this is done for especially larger sites where stock takes might be divided up into doing over 2 days. So if I go save stock take, it tells me couldn't save it, and as I was saying, as I continue, if you were to save, okay, so if I try to save the stock take, it would tell me all items need a reason. So this is just to make sure that you did fill in all the reasons. So on purpose, this would be something like it broke, something went wrong, etc., which you would need to do. Okay. So once I've provided the reason for everything, I can press the save button. Okay, once I save the stock take, it should not do that. Okay, let's try again. And now it says my stock take was saved successfully. Now in this case we're expecting, if I go to the inventory levels, I would expect 13, 57, 52 for all my supplies. These aren't linked, they're just garbage data in the test system. Okay, and that is how you do a stock take.